Thank you so much, Kashish. Before we start, let me give a quick overview about us. ProTouch is a certification institute which provide upskilling courses to the professionals like HR generalists, HR analytics, advanced certification program, trainer to deliver post trainings, business analytics manager certification, corporate trainer and facilitator trainer certification, certified practitioner course certification, and emotional intelligence trainer and course certification. We also provide customized programs. So all the programs are accredited by the topmost bodies like ICF, SHRM, HRCN, CPD, and IBEC. I am so glad to see so many existing students, team members, and aspiring students of Portage who have joined this learning session. I would like to know from each and every audience, how do you find happiness at workplace? You can share your concern in the chat box. Yes, positivity. Thank you so much, Survi. Anyone else? Sorry, Deepak has mentioned I find happiness. Nice. Excuse me. Yes. Thank you so much, everyone, for sharing your thoughts. Now let's begin our learning session with Deepak, um, Doctors, Dr. Shaheen, and Pushpa, our guest speakers of today's morning. I would like to take a moment to introduce everyone today with our today's guest speakers, Deepak Raja, who is a seasoned trainer and coach with 15 years of experience in education, consulting, leadership development, interview preparation, diversity and inclusion, public speaking, team building, resume writing, and career development. He is the founder of Mind of Studios, a training firm dedicated to personalized coaching and training for academic and business. Pushpa, who is a master's in science with bachelor's in education, has over a decade of experience as an educator across Mumbai, Delhi, and Gurgaon. She has a privilege of working She got the privilege of working with Toyota Motors and ICICI Bank, where she began her journey as a freelance trainer for corporate social responsibility programs, recognizing the importance of soft skill in both personal and professional development. She has pursued her career as a soft skill trainer. Coming into Dr. Shaheen Ahmed's profile, she has earned a doctorate in sports psychology from the University of Madras, Chennai, master's in business administration from IGNOU, Delhi, and master's in yoga from Tamil Nadu Physical Education and Sports University. She has more than 30 years of experience in teaching and research at undergraduate and postgraduate level. Her research interests include psychological and physical activity intervention with special child and adults, normal adolescents and workers in every organization. It's an honor to have Deepak, Pushpa, and Dr. Shaheen with us today morning. Over to you, Deepak.
The honor is all mine, Preeti. Thank you so much for the wonderful information at the introduction. So, good morning, folks. How are you all doing? Are you on mute? Are we all on mute? Yeah, you can show your thumbs up like this, if you're not able to speak properly. So, the basic question: how are you all doing? Like most of the time, we answer, "I'm fine." Right? That is the maximum answer we usually get. So, let's delve into a concept called happiness. What is happiness is a question that has been there for everybody, right? So we'll talk about what is happiness. We'll talk about how we can find happiness by working together, surviving together, both at workplace and also like personal experiences. So I have a wonderful piece of music I would like to play for you all here. So yeah, you can give me that later on. Yeah, session. That is the music. Anyways, like, if you want the full part, like I'll send it to you later on. Yeah. So, basic question. I would invite Miss Dr. Shaheen to ask this question.
Yeah, good morning, one and all. So I'm happy to be over here. At the outset, let me thank the ProTech authorities and the crew for giving us the opportunity for being over here. And I extend my warmful greetings to each one of you over here for being with us. So basically, when we are talking about here, so we all of us know we are gathered over here for a webinar on happiness. So as Deepak has been asking, what is happiness? For some, happiness is this, for some, happiness is that, isn't it? Because that is what we have been seeing in the chat box. For me, I think happiness is something whenever I have Friday, whenever I get Friday evening, so that is supposed to be the source of happiness for me because I have the next 2 days. Okay, so my happiness lasts for the next 2 days, Saturdays and Sundays. So what, according to you all, could be happiness?
Mine would be
Can,
I'm driving my bike at the breakneck speed and not actually breaking my leg. That is my happiness.
okay,
For me, happiness would be when you feel happy from Monday to Sunday. Again from Monday to Sunday. It should not be restricted to the Friday. So I don't believe in TGIF.
okay. That's what, as I said,
For
it
me,
differs from
is
person.
when the salary got credited.
Okay, very nice.
That's overwhelming. So I think that's an overwhelming situation
That
when you
is
get a
super happiness.
super happiness. Yes.
Super happiness. It's common to all. So we all of us experience this, I think. Yeah. So it differs from person to person, right?
Yes, Dr. Shaheen, you can see
Yes.
Umang has raised a voice, his hand, even Pankaj also.
Yes, Pankaj.
Also check the chat box.
Good morning, everyone.
Yes.
I feel happiness is a very relative term. It's basically related to thought, and the thought is under our control. Uh, like there may be some reaction, but how to properly take that reaction? There are uh, three. One is reflection, the other is uh, the uh, uh, third one is transformation, and before that is uh, uh, I will give you an example. Suppose some reaction is there, so it is up to us to reflect it in the same way we can all reflect. Second is don't take it inside, but in a body language, we may smile. And the transformation is we give a blessing thought to the other person. So we are not taking the uh, with the reaction, we are not taking that thought into us. And it's basically like one feels what one is thinking. So it's very much related to thought. So it is under our control all the time. This is what I feel.
Absolutely, sir.
Yes,
Absolutely.
definitely. Definitely. It is under our control. Yes, Umang?
Thank you so much, Ms. Saheen, for giving me opportunity. I think happiness is something that is by choice. Every single moment that I have in my life is I see a lot of smiling faces with my colleagues. I hang out with my friends. I talk to everyone. And when I go back to my home and I sleep at night, I recall all these memories which I've gathered today. All these things are something that makes me happy. So I feel it's just by choice, it's not by chance. So that's what happiness is for me.
Yes, definitely. Happiness is a choice. So we choose to be happy, isn't it? So, all right. Okay. Yes, Deepak?
Uh,
So the classic Webster defines happiness as a positive. It's basically an emotional state. So we all of us know it's a kind of an emotion. It's a state of mind that can be described as joy, satisfaction, contentment, or fulfillment. And it is subjective. So why do we say it is subjective? Because it is concerned with the individual's overall feelings, isn't it? That is in the present, how do we live? So that is why we call that as subjective. And when we say subjective, it could be like, how you're able to balance your emotions. So we, all of us are binded by positive and negative emotions. It is not that if we have positive emotions, we are going to be happy. If we are going to have negative emotions, we are going to be sad, isn't it? So definitely not like that. So we need to balance our emotions. How we balance our emotions, that is more important. And finally, that leads to the self satisfaction, that is the life satisfaction. So how you perceive in different dimensions of your life, whether it is the work situation or the home situation or wherever it is, it can be even related to your interpersonal relationship also, how much satisfied you are, isn't it? Because that is how we try to think happiness is. Now, let's explore happiness. Okay, so this is a saying by Eleanor Roosevelt. So happiness is not a goal. So that is not the end product where we are trying to strive to reach that, but basically it is a byproduct of a life that is well lived. So how well you live your life, so that is more important. So that is what happiness for me. How do you enjoy a single moment? So that is happiness for me. I need not have to the best of the best luxuries with me, but a small moment, with my family. So this, counts for happiness. And so we could explore happiness by smile. So can I have a, can I have a look at the smiling faces today? Can I? So this is an index, like, how you smile, because it is, research says that, human beings smile 20 times a day, whereas children smile 400 times a day. All right. Again, in particular, if we are going with men and women, women smile 60 times a day, but whereas men smile only 8 times a day. Would you like to know the difference? Why it is? Anybody has a reason? Why is it women
I would
smile
like to
more?
know why is the reason. I would like to know why the reason.
Why the reason?
What's the
Okay.
reason behind?
Sign this is not acceptable.
Yeah.
It's very difficult.
Very difficult. Yes, as you observe, men might think, like women are not so very, they are not smiling. We are very, very cheerful like that. It is because females, that is, women, have the control to the facial muscles. So we have a better capacity to control the facial muscles comparing it to men. So it is just that reason that, where we are able to smile more than men. So this is the reason behind it. Now you accept, Sunil, Sujit?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I have to develop the muscles then.
you have developed the muscles.
Smiling
Good.
muscles.
No,
Good.
so I have a
Yes.
thing here to add here, Shaheen. So
Yes.
men are more involved into getting the women happy. So that's
Okay.
the that's the reason why women smile a lot, and
Okay. Okay.
men feel that happiness when they see their women smiling. So
All right. So that's why you smile just 8 times a day, is it? So all your
no, I
happiness
smile
is
actually a lot because I have developed that kind of a thing. Like I smile a lot.
okay.
I and
Okay. Very
I
good.
crack jokes a lot. So
Great. It's great. It's great. So I think, now we have a different reason. I don't know. Somebody asked me, I think Preeti had asked me, what is the reason? The reason is, I think now Dinesh has given us that, men are more instrumental, in making the wives happy. So that could be the reason why women are more happy than men. All right. Okay. So a smile, whatever. So that is the index of happiness. So that should make the noise. All right. So that should be loud. So your smiles have to be loud rather than, talking or expressing yourself like in terms of words. All right. Next slide. Yeah. I missed the chat. So now look at this philosophy. Happiness keeps you sweet. Trials keep you strong. Sorrows keep you human. Failures keep you humble. So this is the philosophy of this person. Who is this person? Any guess? Any guesses? You can put it in the
And
chat box.
well, looking into the picture, I believe he's some kind of shuttlecock player. That's a tennis racket, right?
Happy person. All right. Okay, happy person. But who's the name? What is the name of this happy person?
Sakshi Ahuja has mentioned Bruce Lee.
Bruce Lee.
He was
Sorry.
he was
Yeah,
very
Govind.
strict, like
Govind Maheshwari. Yes. It's Arthur. Okay, Arthur Ashe. All right, so he is a legend tennis player. But he is a wonderful player. He is the first African, to have won the title. But unfortunately, in the year 1988, he was diagnosed with AIDS. So Arthur Ashe's Why Me story is not just about adversity. It's a tale of finding happiness and purpose even in the face of challenges. So most of the time, what happens is, we are always, given a lot of accolades. So every time we get an accolade, we feel happy about it. We become very cheerful. But the moment we are getting something, some incident or the other happens to us, then we realize, why is it me? At that time, we never think about it, why there are so many people, hundreds of people. Why is it they did not get the credentials, what I have got? Why is it they did not get the awards, what I have got? So at that time, we never question ourselves, why is it me? So only when we are coming across with any adversity situation, so that's the time we realize, why is it us? So this is the question that was posed to Arthur Ashe, why is it you? But he had accepted with grace, he had accepted with happiness. So that is how, his story goes. So he became an advocate for AIDS, like, so he was the one, he brought the radiant of hope. So he says, like, basically, happiness is not the destination, it's the process, it's a journey. So that is what, so that story of Arthur, so that we need to remember. So that should serve as an index for all of us, how he had come across the situation, how he had tackled the best of the best situation, the worst of the worst situation in this kind of an adversity. So signs. So signs that you are a happy person. So what could be the signs? Can anybody just, if you are happy,
Well, for one, you wake up early.
waking up early, all right.
Going to sleep is also good early.
Sleeping well, all right. Going to bed early. Signs of a
Being
happy.
being ignorant. So don't taking up the baggages with you. So being ignorant of some of the things and let it go. So let go is something which makes you more happy.
Okay.
Wow, Dinesh, I needed that. I needed to.
So that is what
Thank you.
sometimes we say, ignorance is a bliss, right?
Yes.
So that also one of the source of happiness. The happiness does not depend on external factors, definitely. So it is something we need to have within ourselves. So what is that you observe from others? Like, how do you say, like, people are happy? So what is that by looking at them? What is it? Yes, Richa?
So, hi
Positive.
Sahi.
Yes.
I think if somebody is being happy with other people's achievements, and
Okay.
it is making them happy, if somebody is getting successful or moving ahead with something good in their life. So I think not being jealous about other
Okay.
people's achievement shows that you're a happy person within.
Okay. Wonderful. So this is what, like, all right. So being happy in others when others are happy. So positivity. So smile. So all this, shows that people are happy around us. All right. So before we go into, so let's understand there are different types of happiness. So this is what it says, like there are four types of happiness. That is, we are having happiness, like, in these four types. So we need to identify where do we come into it. One is the rat race. Because rat race is something where we all of us are into, whether it is the corporate world, whether it is the domestic world, wherever it is, we are competing with each other where we are forgetting the present, isn't it? So we want to, overspeed. We want to cross the other person, go ahead of the other person rather than enjoying the current pleasures. So that is supposed to be the rat race. And then you have the nihilism, where you are not bothered about anything, like, it is just that you have given up hope. All right. So there nothing could be done. So neither you are happy in the present, nor you are thinking about the future. It is just that you are totally in despair. And hedonism is something where you are happy at the current movement. You are only living in the moment. So you have no goals, you have no purpose, you are not worried about the future. So the fourth one is, the last one is the happiness. So where we try to balance happiness. We try to balance the joy between the present and the future. So this is something like, where we consider happiness is a process, happiness is a journey where we have to reach the destination. So this could be happening like, with the present gifts, whatever we have, and then the dreams, what we are aspiring, and then the desires, what we would like to have it. So this is so we need to identify where we are into, whether we are in the rat race or whether in the nihilism stage or whether in the hedonism stage or whether we are happy. So wherever it is, we can, fit ourselves. So if we are in the happiness, if we have not reached the happiness, probably we all of us can move to the next stage. All right. Yes. Now, how does human body function with respect to emotions? All right. Now, let's go into the chemicals, happy chemicals. All right. The human brain produces neurotransmitters known as the happy chemicals. So, any input on this happy chemicals? Any input? Any input from the audience about the happy chemicals?
And
Yeah.
dopamine, serotonin, these are
Yeah.
the basic ones which I know
These
about.
are, dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, and the endorphin. So these are all the four chemicals that literally, keeps us going. So the human brain produces neurotransmitters. So these are known as the happy chemicals. Whenever there is ups or downs in these chemicals, we experience all this kind of symptoms. So this is supposed to be the dosage. Yeah, happy chemicals is the dosage. I think, we have been hearing about, we are already laced with self-awareness with Annie team. Then we had Agnes and Dinesh. We had come to know about the self-appreciation. All right. So we thought, why not we give the happiness dose? So this is what we thought. Happy chemicals, how does it activate? So dopamine is supposed to be a reward. So whenever you are motivated, you look out for rewards, you look out for recognition, all these things. So at that time, our dopamine level is boosted. So serotonin, something like, where you are very calm. So that is a mood stabilizer where we are into a relaxed state, all that. Then endorphin is supposed to be a painkiller where we try to do some exercise just to keep ourselves fit, all these things. And oxytocin, so this is also very much needed. So this is something to be with the family, loving yourself, loving your family, being into relationships, all these things. So these chemicals literally boost our mental health, our physical health, all these things together. So they play a crucial role in regulating our moods, emotions, and or well-being. All right. So now, before I hand over the floor to Deepak, I would like to just give a short story because somebody said about, finding happiness in others. So once there was a well, which was, water well, which was always complaining that, everybody is that it is being overused by human beings, by animals, by pets, all these things. So, everybody empathized with that and they thought, why should we use the well? Because the well complains that, it is in pain and, it is losing all its water when it is compared to the river and sea. So everybody abandoned the well. So after some time, the well realized that the water, which was very sweet, it was not having the same taste. It was not having the same smell. What could be the reason? Any guesses? Somebody can share?
It's
What?
being in solace.
Pregnant.
Yeah, it's being in solace, yes. So as a result, what happens? You are not opening it up. So happiness increases by sharing, yes. So, all this while what happened, the water was very sweet because it was shared with so many people, so many, other organisms. But when it limited ourselves, so similar situation with the human beings also, when we are not sharing our relationship, when we are not, when we are closing ourselves, when we are going into a shell, what happens is we are not able to blow. So we are not able to blossom. So that is the reason. So soon immediately it started realizing. So that is the reason, the moment I started closing my doors to all these people, so I have become more bitter. The water became more bitter. The water became more distasteful, all this reason. So it is a lesson for all of us that, we need to be opening up. We need to share all our things with the other people and we need to find happiness with the other. When others are happy, we also need to be happy. So over to Deepak now.
Hi guys, hi. Thank you so much for giving this opportunity to me again, Mr. Dr. Shahid. I have a good video which I would want to play to you all, just to show you like happiness can actually be seen probably under a microscope, or maybe computer imaging system. So here is that video. I mean, I am pretty sure you would have seen this video multiple times, but here you go. So any guesses as to what this video is all about? Everybody, hello? Am I audible?
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
audible.
you are.
All right. So any guesses as to what this video is all about?
Some kind of an microorganism kind of thing which is walking, like looking like walking. I don't know.
Okay. Any other guesses? Thanks, Dinesh.
Deepak, when one organism is, helping in the locomotion of another one, maybe I see in that.
That is awesome. Anything else? Krishnan,
So maybe when the
Shruti,
person is
Pushpa,
trying to
Preeti.
go ahead in his journey.
You're not
The,
audible, miss. You're not
am I
audible.
audible? Am I audible now?
A little bit closer to the microphone, please. Yes, please tell. Okay, this organism which you see right here is a neuron in your brain. That's a neuron in your brain, and that's the enzyme that gives you happiness. In short, this organism is actually carrying happiness so that your brain can feel it. How awesome is that? Look at the way the neuron is walking. Like we work in the same way, right? When we are really, really happy and or when we have accomplished something, like chest up, we'll be whistling like in the old cartoons and stuff. You all remember the old cartoons? Yes.
Yes, the Tom and Jerry, all this. So so now we got to know whenever we are going to be happy. So this is what is going to happen within our brain,
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Deepak,
within our system.
I completely agree. I mean, this is the gait of walking when you are happy. Is that your walking style is different, and
Style
when
is
you're
different.
sad, then your walking style is different.
Yeah,
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Happy realizations. I think I was this age old when I learned this. Fine.
very relaxed.
Yeah. So I just wanted to ask you all. You all have a bank account with you all? Do you have a bank account?
Yes.
We live in a
Yes.
digital age, correct? Like, so that is automatically like we usually have a bank account and what. Right? Similarly, we human beings, we tend to have a bank account. We tend to have a deposit box. Um, so what happens in this box is, or rather, let's talk about the bank. But if I used to work in HDFC Bank, so it's more or less like I talk mostly about the bank statements, accounts, and all. So I'll go with that. So you put your investments into the box, and you take out whatever you need from it, or rather, like you withdraw the cash and whatnot. That is what happens. So when you keep investing, what happens is your bank balance it keeps growing and whatnot. When you keep taking things out, it uh, it kind of depletes the whole thing. It kind of depletes, and so that is what goes on. That is what happens, right? Similarly, a human being, you can think of this whole human body as a jar or a bottle. I'll let's do something. No, let's. I'm just going to stop sharing the screen right now. God. Okay, so over here. So I would like to see my people. I would like to see my people, the people who I am talking with right now. I would like to see them. So wait, remove the pin. Okay, how do I? Yeah, over here. It's gallery. So can I ask you all to like stretch your arms like this? Like like a zombie, like Frankenstein, just stretch your arms like this. Yeah. Imagine, yeah, you don't have to close your arms. Don't close your arms. Just like just so in that there are like the vending machines where like it goes and go the hand goes in and it picks up something, it comes up, correct? You can keep your hands like this, like zombie, like, yeah. So what we are going to do right now would be like very simple. I'm going to say a word. You have to decide where you're going to put it. That is the action we are going to be doing. And as to like what is there on your right arm and the left arm. Sorry, I'm like I get confused between right and left sometimes and all. So right arm and the left arm would be this. Words or statements where you're feeling happy. You're going to take something from yourself and you're going to put it into that jar. All right. Your left hand is for the deposit. All right. Your right hand is for the withdrawal. Like, when you hear something bad, when you hear something that is negative, you're going to take it and throw it off. Am I corrigible? Have you understood the assignment here? Yes?
Yeah.
Shall we start? Yes? I am beautiful / handsome. I am a strong person. Dump. Okay. Today is not a very good day. Today happens to be the day I am at my worst. Right? So this is how you build or rather like bring balance to your emotional self. You deposit all the good things into your mind, and then what happens is this. You take the bad things and throw it off. Why? Why should we throw it off? Because we are people who love ourselves and are happy about ourselves. Right? So let's get in more about this emotional happy self. Right? I'm going to be sharing the screen again. Okay. So that is the activity which we just did right now. So for your understanding, you can read it. Take a minute or two, you can read it. I'll give you like, or rather, I'll start the counter right now for 60 seconds. You can read it. It'll not take 60 seconds, but still 60 seconds. Shall I start? Done? Shall we move on? This show a thumbs up or something so that I am aware like you're saying that because I'm not able to see you all. Right? Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you. Or you can type in the chat as well. Excuse me. So just imagine you being a happy person in your life, right? At your work, what usually happens at workplace? There is always this rat race going on over there. Pardon me. Yeah. There is a rat race going on over there. Most of the time, it is always like, hey, you know what? This person has completed or achieved their target, and I'm still lagging. What should I do? Those kind of questions usually happens, right? It happens.
Deepak, can
And,
you run the slide, the previous slide?
previous one.
Yeah, somebody wants to have a look at it.
Oh, people are still reading it. Okay.
Yes, Deepak.
Hello. Dr. Shaheen, there is a request from Mr. Yatinder Kumar. If possible, could you run us through the previous slide? If time permits, elaborate in nutshell, please.
Which previous slide? This one?
The previous
This
slide.
one only.
This one? Sir, which slide are we talking about?
Miss Yatinder, would you please unmute yourself? Which slide you want to, have it?
Oh, this one.
Six and withdrawals.
Right,
Okay.
right, right. This one. So we are all human beings, right? It is not like we are okay. We are capable of controlling our emotions and our responses, but what goes on and what happens is sometimes, we let the animal in us out. Sometimes we tend to hurt people who we do not mean to hurt, and it causes a lot of problems and stuff. So what us being happy people should do is to understand that we take in the good things and try to avoid, or rather not take in the good things, like throw off the bad things. For instance, it would be easier, like how okay, people who live in cities, like when they are starting off their office, they would notice they'll be like riding fast to the office, and suddenly there is a roadblock. Suddenly, someone comes in between. Suddenly, you're stuck in very good traffic. It's like the traffic jam and all. Your mental pressure would be like, what is happening to me? Right? Why am I always the unlucky one? Why? And suddenly, somebody turns back at you and like just say, "Sir, please move." We bust, right? That's an emotional outburst. So this technique, which is mentioned over here, it reduces your chance of outburst, the negative outburst. So that is what this activity is all about. Something which we can practice on a regular basis. So being proud is not a problem at all. But when you're proud and when you're arrogant, your body language changes, your tonality changes, and it does hurt the other person. And it goes on and starts giving way. You start holding grudges and so on and on. That is why it is a bad thing over here. So shall we move on to the next part? Anytime. So moving on, um, like we were talking about earlier, at the workplace with so much of competition all around us, with so much of I have to do this, I have to do this kind of a feeling all around us, an emotional bank account technique will actually help us out. So how it will help us out? By starting to appreciate the other person even more, by building collaboration and not actually building personal relationships. That actually helps them a lot. And by attuning them to the organizational values and ethics, people tend to actually work in a very happier place. So if I ask you this question, which workplace in the world is the best workplace? You can unmute yourself and answer though.
I think it's me. I have to work on me.
Oh, no. Dinesh, I was saying like which workplace in the world is the best workplace?
That is what I'm saying. It's me itself. So I have to work on me a lot
So you are
to me.
talking about yourself as the workplace. Okay, wonderful.
Yes.
Awesome. Awesome. So anybody else?
Emotional being.
Preeti, I'm not hearing an answer from you, Preeti.
I think in my brain only. It's in my brain.
You can say it out. You don't brain read it.
Okay.
Yeah. So Google happens to be named the number one workplace in the world, and then it comes Microsoft, and then you have Wipro and so on and on. Like not many companies are there. So any place where happiness is there, you see a lot of productivity, you see a lot of research, you see a lot of innovation. Because the people or the team is receptive of change. They like to change, you know. So moving on, I have something called as the Prima model. This is the brainchild, or rather, like of Miss Pushpa over here, and she wants to talk about it. So I am leaving the stage for her. I'll be at the backstage. Thank you.
Thank you, Deepak. Thank you, Dr. Shaheen and Deepak, for taking us to this beautiful journey of happiness. So now we shall continue our journey. But before that, I want a quick reaction, a request from you all that if you're happy, I want that emoji sign, that reaction of happiness on the screen. Let me see how many of us are happy, or rather, want to be happy. Yes, yes. See, I've got many, many, many reactions, and I believe most of us want to be happy, right? So it is that every individual, irrespective of age or the status, we all seek happiness. Not just happiness for that moment, we seek happiness continuously, right? And on this principle, an American educator and a psychologist designed a model which is known as the PERMA model. And this was designed by Dr. Martin Seligman. So, Dr. Martin Seligman believes that there are these five core elements, and if we incorporate these five core elements in our lives, then we will be able to achieve a sense of healthy happiness, fulfillment, and satisfaction. So now I'll talk about these five core elements of the PERMA model. And dear friends, I would like to take some insights from you all also, how we can incorporate these five core elements. So you can make use of the chat box as we discuss. So the first core element is the positive emotion. Now, what is this positive emotion? The positive emotion talks about sense of feeling good, feeling fulfilled, right? So when a person is happy, he's obviously filled with all that positivity. And how do I bring this positivity in my life, in my personal life and my professional life at my workplace? So here I would like to share you one small story that I came across when I was a young girl. I read it in my English textbook. I don't remember the names of the characters, so I will call them as Ram and Sham. So there were these two friends, Ram and Sham, who used to go to their workplace every day in a cab. They used to take a random cab from the street and reach their workplace. Ram had a habit of, when they used to reach the workplace, when they used to get down of the car, Ram had the habit of thanking the driver. He would always say, "Thank you, you did a great job." So it went on and on every day to random cab drivers, who would not do anything great, anything different. They would just pick them from the place and drop them to another destination. Ram would always say, "Thank you, you did a great job." So this Sham, his friend, one fine day he thought of asking Ram, "Ki, Ram, why do you always no thank? They don't do any great job. They do this for money. Then why are you thanking them every day?" To this Ram replied, "See, my dear friend, I'm not just thanking him. Actually, I'm creating a smile on his face by thanking him. And this smile, he's going to carry it throughout his day. And he's going to share this happiness, this smile, to all the people that he meets every day or throughout the day. So I'm not making just him or just one person happy. I am spreading this happiness all over." This is what Ram said, and this is the fundamental behind this positive emotion. How do we incorporate this positive emotion? It is all about spreading optimism. Just thank your friend, express gratitude, congratulate. These are the ways by which we can incorporate positive emotion in our personal life and at our workplace. I hope it is clear. And I guess you all might be having your own ways of spreading positivity, right? Okay, moving on further to the next core element of the PERMA model, that is engagement. Engagement talks about getting engrossed, getting absorbed in doing something that you like. And I hope everyone must have experienced this while maybe watching a movie or dancing or maybe cooking their favorite food. We get so engrossed that we completely lost track of time, isn't it? Sometimes we don't know what is happening around us.
You might have seen small kids playing with their toys. They are least bothered about the surrounding. They don't know what is happening. They are so engrossed. And this kind of engrossment, this kind of absorption helps us to bring positivity in our lives. It helps us to, get reset. And I believe that companies or workplaces should have some kind of engagement room for the employees, where the employees can go, maybe just a simple book corner or some sketchbooks and sketch pens, where they can go and just utilize few minutes of their daily task, and then just go and reset themselves. And once we come out of that, we have experienced it when we watch a movie, enjoy it, and after which we are so, no, we are so much happy, and we are completely a different person after that. Once we enjoy, once we practice things, activities that we enjoy doing it, once we complete that, we are completely in a reset mode, and then we are, ready to do things with another energy level, isn't it? So this is what engagement is about. At workplace, I believe that we should know, categorize our work, the work that we enjoy doing it, or the work that we like to do the most, and the work which we, avoid, or we can say least enjoy the least. And this is how, when we categorize, when we are bored or when we are tired of doing those things, to just pick one thing that you enjoy doing it, do it with full engagement. You reset yourself, and then you come back with the other work tasks, right? So this is about positive engagement. Moving on further, that is relationships. So hereby, R stands for relationships. It is more about positive relationships. It is about having some authentic relationships. See, as a human, we all have that natural desire of staying connected. When we build relationships, we spread happiness. It gives us a emotional connect. Like Dr. Shaheen just shared a story of that well. When the well had disconnected itself from the other people, it got, somehow it was sad, right? So relationship, building relationship is a very important aspect to be happy. And relationships can be built anytime. It is not that we need to have a special no day or a special moment that we go and talk to somebody. Just invite your colleague for lunch when you're going out for lunch during lunch hour. This is how you build relationship. Talk to people to whom you have not spoken in a while. Give a call to them. Celebrate success, celebrate achieving goals together, right? So this will bring kind of good relationships amongst your teammates. And when there is good relationship, there is a good emotional connect, and then we share, our anxieties, our stress, and we somehow reduce our stress and anxiety, and we create a happy environment around us. Moving on further to the fourth core element of the Parma model, that is meaning. So, meaning talks about living with sense of purpose. It is about aligning your core values with your actions. See, we have heard about many CSR programs. Many companies engage or devote a lot of their time, their finances in doing corporate social responsibility. That is giving meaning to their life. So we should think about some of our passions which we can utilize for spreading happiness and to, help others. If I'm not wrong, you must have heard about Mr. Jadav Pyang, who is also known as the Forest Man of India. Has anyone heard about him? The Forest Man
Uh,
of India.
yes, yes, he planted small saplings, thousands and thousands over a range of
Yes.
years, and it's now a forest, if I'm not wrong.
Yes, yes. I think most of you have heard. I have got the reaction on the chat box also. Yes, yes. Yatinder says yes. Prakash. So most of us have heard about him, right? So Mr. Jadav Payang is known as Forest Man of India because he has planted over 40 million trees and he has created a forest. He has given a meaning to his life by creating that forest. He has just not helped himself or his community. He has also helped those animals which had lost their shelter, which had lost their homes to get back their shelter. So by giving meaning, see, we do lots of work in our daily lives, but if we have that purpose, that meaning in our lives, that meaning, that running after that meaning is going to contribute a lot to achieve our happiness. We might have heard about many people like celebrities. What they don't have, they have everything. They have their lavish lifestyles. They go out for vacations. They are no they spend their time with their families, colleagues, etc. And then suddenly we hear about their suicides. Why it is so? It is because they have lost the meaning, the purpose in their lives. So if we have that meaning, that purpose in our lives, it is surely going to help us flourish. And at last, that the fifth element of our Parma model is talking about accomplishments. By accomplishments, I mean setting goals and achieving them, and then simply celebrating it. Like today, honestly, today this is my first professional webinar, and I have done it. Once I accomplish today, Friday evening, I'm going to celebrate it. So we should not wait for some special events like companies do hold their annual parties for celebrations to celebrate the achievements of people. Do not wait for that. Whether any achievement is small or big, just celebrate it. In fact, set goals that are smart. By smart, I mean specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time bound. And once you achieve those goals, those set goals, celebrate it. Celebrate with your friends, celebrate with your colleagues. By incorporating all these five, no, it is not very difficult. These are some small uh, daily practices that we need to incorporate in our lives. Once we incorporate these five fundamentals in our life, five elements in our lives, I'm sure we all will be able to achieve some sense of healthy happiness. And this Parma model of Dr. Seligman is a evidence-based research. So with this, we will, no, with incorporating these five elements, we would be able to reduce our anxiety and increase our happiness, right? So it is over from my end. I would like to move on further with Dr. Shaheen. She would like to do one small activity with you all. Before that, any questions regarding PERMA model?
Not a question, Pushpa, but yeah, it is like you have to keep on doing these things, and with every stage of life, things do change. So you have to change yourself also to bring those or incorporate these things into their lives.
Yeah,
And as
agree.
you correctly said that you'll be celebrating it in the evening. Why not right now with us? So we are here with you, so
No,
you can
that,
celebrate it here.
yes, yes, that is there. We have a small engagement for you all
Okay,
too.
that's
But
great.
before that, Dr. Shaheen would like to have some activity with you all. Dr. Shaheen, over to you. And thank you, Yatinder. I read your comment. Thank you so much.
So before we go on to the engagement activity, let's do this. You can do this at home. This can be a take-home activity. Yes, Deepak? So this is the gratitude. So cultivating gratitude is the most powerful weapon for enhancing, no, just before that. Okay. This is supposed to be a gratitude jar. So where we need to express our gratitude for each and everything, whatever we do it, whatever we have got it. So we get enormous blessings in our life. It need not be anything big. It can be the smallest of the smallest also. So whatever you feel. So what we could do is, it can, as I said, it is a take-home activity. So you can have a container or you can have a jar. So decorate the jar and take small colorful papers or even white papers also. So write it down every day, probably early in the morning or just before going to the bed. What you felt it. How did you experience? So when you write it, what happens is what you're trying to give, you have to thank you for whatever has been done. So, somebody praised me. So that is what somebody said, you look good. So that is a big compliment. So I'm offering my thanks to that. So it can be a person, it can be an object, it can be a situation, it can be anything in life. So you need to see how many times, how fulfilling your jar is. So when you look at the jar, that is a kind of an index, of satisfaction. Oh, my God, I have been so positive. So it is nothing but a kind of, we are trying to look things more positive way. As you said, Pushpa said, like, positive emotion. So we are trying to grab up as many as positive emotions as possible, and we are trying to put in the jar. So there is no room for negative emotions. So whenever we come across negative emotions, you just move away from that. And any positive things, you start thinking more in that perspective. Probably, you can turn that negative also into the positive one. So, make use of this jar. Have a jar right in front of you, probably, on your table, in the kitchen, or the drawing room, wherever you are. Just keep looking at the jar and keep filling the jar with all the positive emotions. Thank you very much. And we will go on to the engagement activity now.
So I hope all of us are happy now. And if you are happy, so let's dance and do this small
If you're happy and you know it.
exercise. Clap your hands.
If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it and you really want to show it. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet. If you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet. If you're happy and you know it and you really want to show it. If you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet. If you're happy and you know it, turn around. If you're happy and you know it, turn around. If you're happy and you know it and you really want to show it. If you're happy and you know it, turn around. If you're happy and you know it, nod your head. If you're happy and you know it, nod your head. If you're happy and you know it and you really want to show it. If you're happy and you know it, nod your head. If you're happy and you know it, shake your legs. If you're happy and you know it, shake your legs. If you're happy and you know it and you really want to show it. If you're happy and you know it, shake your legs. If you're happy and you know it, snap your fingers. If you're happy and you know it, snap your fingers. If you're happy and you know it and you really want to show it. If you're happy and you know it, snap your fingers. If you're happy and you know it and you really want to show it. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you all.
We would like to thank all the participants for the active participation. It was a wonderful session from all of you all.
Thank you all. Thank you for all for gathering at a short notice, and thank you so much, Protech, for arranging this meetup session. Thank you.
I would say one thing, it was a really great session, the way you all come up and a lot of new things we all got to know. So can we all have a great round of applause for all three of our speakers? So if anyone have any questions or doubts, they can discuss.
I don't have any question. Rather, I would like to express my gratitude towards this webinar, happiness. Yes, of course, like Pushpa has mentioned, there is no time limit or no any kind of, day or any kind of reason to celebrate your happiness. So you can celebrate happiness anytime, anywhere, with anyone. So thank you so much, Deepak, Pushpa, Dr. Shaheen, for this amazing webinar. Thank you so much.
Take a question. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Yes, Isha. Yes, Isha.
Hi. So I would like to tell you that Pushpa, you talked about engagement. So
Right.
I think this session was one of that for me. So
Thank you so
yeah,
much.
it was really nice. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It was really a wonderful session, Pushpa, Dr. Shaheen, and Deepak. And the model which Pushpa, you can,
Thank you, Utkarsh.
yes. Finally, we are meeting live.
That is what I was about to say. This is the first time we are meeting.
Yes. It was
Yes,
a
yes.
really wonderful session led by.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Utkarsh.
Yes, Sujiti. Over to you.
Yeah, that Deepak discussed about the emotional, all the parts participate. I mean, Sahin and Puspa, they have contributed to their fullest, and we learned a lot. But that emotional bank account, that's a real. I mean, it's very much practical actually. What we cultivate, what we deposit. I mean, if we deposit happiness, definitely, if somebody will withdraw from us, he or she will get happiness only. And if we get anger or frustration, anything we deposit, that will again grow. It grow with interest. May it be happiness, may it be sadness, may it be, I mean, joy, may it be success, everything, it grows with interest. So that we will increase the emotional bank account of positive things. Thanks a
I
lot.
think
Thanks a lot, everybody.
I think apart from the financial bank account, we need to emphasize on the emotional bank account also.
Correct, 100% correct.
So that is how we could spread happiness and we also could be happy.
Yeah, and just last one thing I would also like to add on to along with the bank account and what you have with the perma model. So it's a kind of a mirror. So when you say you are happy, so it's a mirror. It's a reflection of what you are having in your inside you. So if you are happy, the same reflection you would be getting. And as people, what we do is what we just care about others a lot, like what the other person would think. So I enjoy having to get drenched in rain. So I don't even care about my age. I'm doing it since my childhood, and I'm doing it right now as well. So whatever other people are thinking, that they just leave them. If you are feeling happy doing that, why not to do it? Who is stopping you to do it? So my perception is very clear. Like when I see in a mirror and I think, yes, I can smile there, no? So that is more fulfilling to me.
Happiness is a choice.
It's a choice.
Choice. So it is our
Perfectly. And
that
then you have to, again, it's like negatives and the positives. So you have
yes.
to just reduce all your minuses and keep on adding your pluses, irrespective of what others are thinking about you. So
Thank
that's
you so much, Dinesh, for sharing. I would also like to share. I love to blow, bubble gum. And last week Utkarsh told me like, ma'am, आपको bubble gum मतलब you are like you love to blow the bubble gum and said I like. आप तो बच्चे लगते हो. मैंने बोला मुझे अच्छा लगता है. So that is that's my happiness to blow that bubble gum.
mm. And I know one more thing about Preeti as well. What she likes to eat, to have golgappas, right?
I love Golgappas a lot. Anytime if you eat it.
Yeah, and I've seen you like while having those golgappas, how happy you were.
Exactly. Thank you, Dinesh.
You're welcome.
Anyone would like to share? Anyone would like to unmute yourself and share your happiness? Please, the floor is open.
I think, whenever we are happy, we could think about the neuron. Oh, so the neuron must be dancing. So that is why I'm happy. So we just got a glimpse of it today.
And sign the last music was very good. Very nice music. Last one.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, great effort.
Thank you all. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Yeah. Thank you
Bye.
so much, everyone, for joining.
Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. I can see the consistency of Dinesh ji, Sujit ji as well. Also, thank you so much. Happy weekend. See you next Friday. Bye bye. Take care.
Bye
Bye
bye.
bye. Take care.
Bye.
Thank you, Deepak. Pushpa.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
Yeah, I'm ending this meeting. I'll call and talk to you all. Bye.
Done.
Bye.